You have accidentally killed a witch and gained 1% of her power. You can now curse people for eternity, but only with mild inconveniences. What curses do you bind to your enemies? Whenever they run out of toilet paper, the replacement roll is more than a reach away. They have to do the waddle. Every time they walk through a door they think there's a step on the other side, but there's not. It will take at least 4 attempts to plug anything in. Every time they eat chips with dip, the ship breaks. All of your clothes will fit perfectly in the store, but will always be either too loose or too tight when you get home. They constantly have the sensation that something is stuck in their teeth, but no flossing or tongue flicking will get rid of it. They have to type a captcha every time they text someone. They can't pull off toilet paper without breaking off every sheet individually. Their asshole is constantly itchy. Permanently tickly nose. An itch on the bottom of one foot, but only when wearing shoes. Hiccup halfway through saying their own name. The constant feeling that they've forgotten something. Every traffic light they come across is red. Every single one. They can't tell the difference between navy blue and black and constantly go out in mismatched clothes and shoes. They can never have an innocuous fart. It is always super loud and smelly. They can never find both parts of or anything that comes in pairs. Always stub your toe on the way to the bathroom at night. The parking spot you thought was open has smart car. At the grocery store when it's a BOGO deal there is only one in stock for the whole store. Every time they put on a clean pair of socks, they step on a droplet of water. Edit. Wow. This exploded. Never thought my evil ways would accomplish anything, but here it is. Their sleeves roll down while washing hands. Every time they can't think of a word, the first thing that comes to mind is that word's exact opposite, which they then blurt out, causing further misunderstanding. After a long day of work when they want to rest they get a knock on their door from Mormons. After every shower they have to poop. Everything they drop lands wrong side down. Toast. Papers. Books. Their phone. Every pop or beer can they try to open has the little pop top thing snap off first. Every one they wonder if they need to buy more of something they remember incorrect. Toilet paper, milk, laundry detergent, etc. Everyone who looks them in the eyes appears as though they are staring 3 inches to the left of their face. Every shower they take has at least 10 seconds where the water switches from comfortable to frigid cold and then back again. They always have to sneeze or cough loudly during the suspenseful, quiet moments of television movies. Their headphones randomly cut out. They always spill something on find holes in their favorite pieces of clothing. You can never wake up fully rested. Hitting the gutter every time they reverse park. No shiny rims for you. Every game they play will always crash at the most suspenseful part. No matter how hard they try they can never wipe themselves 100% clean. Everything they drink is lukewarm room temperature. Forever misplace the last item they need when leaving the house. Keys, check. Glasses, check. Wallet, foo. Me, they never miss a pothole. My girl, every time you eat a pizza, the cheese slides off on the first bite. Their shoelaces come untied at random times. Every time they sneeze a little bit of pee comes out. When choosing between 2 equal lines in traffic or the grocery store, you will choose incorrectly. Every public toilet, the paper has run out. Their finger always breaks through the toilet paper. Poop always splashes the water back up. Everything tastes too salty. Paper cuts and mosquito bites. Their microwave can only work 30 seconds at a time. They will always be one. Insert unit of relevant currency here, short of any cash purchase, but card always declines on the first try. Having the urge to sneeze constantly but never being able to. They always lose their keys at the wrong time. They can find them but they waste around 5 minutes of their life each day trying to find them. Itchy crotch at all hours. The only time it isn't itchy is when you are actively passing gas. Non-stop itchy roof of their mouth. The amount of time that you can hold it is reduced by 50%. Magically attract their pinky toes to every single door, table, chair or whatever else can fuck it up. Regularly walking through spider webs. Every time they find a new favorite dish at a restaurant, it gets taken off the menu. They get an unscratchable itch every time they see the color red. They will never get that small piece of popcorn out of their teeth. They always bite the same spot on the inside of their mouth. They always have a cowlick, or if they have long hair, can't find a hair tie. Unstable internet connection. Have a mosquito fly near their ear every now and then, especially before bed. I curse you. May your floor forever be littered with Lego, and your footwear forever be on the other side of the room. Get happy by feral permanently stuck in their heads. Let me practice. You, reading this, try not to think about happy by feral. If you think of happy by feral much longer, it's going to be stuck there all day. They'll never be able to pinpoint where an itch is coming from. Greasy hands. They always feel a stone in their shoe, but when they take it off there isn't anything. Then they feel it again when they put it back on. Giant sneeze at the peak of their cycle, one time every night, forever. Your shoelaces will forever be tied in double knots. Your dog will only ever drink out of the toilet, but only right after you poop. Whenever you go out, you can hear people shout, "There goes John Jacob Jingleheimer-Schmidt." It will always require 5 matches to light your BBQ. Every time they meet a new person, they will be forced to glare at them and frown instead of smiling or having a neutral expression. They would be cursed with lactose intolerance for the remainder of their days. The blankets fall off at night. They always wake up 5 minutes before their alarm. That dream you have where you can't run when you really need to run? That, but when you're awake. Whenever they type something they hit send before their Every traffic light will be turned red just fast enough to force you to stop. Every time your music is audible more than 5 feet away from your house, all of your circuit breakers trip. Man, how I have dreamed of this power. Random orgasms. All liquids must be consumed from a thimble. It would get old really quick. You can no longer just sneeze once. Every time they shit, the last little nugget waits until they're done wiping and clean to force its way out. Your parents call you more often now just to talk for hours. You get left on read. Your pillow always gets uncomfortably warm. Every drink is lukewarm for them, so they'll never enjoy a cold or hot beverage. Every soda pop sprays at your face when you open it. Every bag of chips tears when you open it. Crumbs end up in your bed sheets. Trash ends up right next to the bin, but not in it. Hair grows inconveniently fast. Like 50 centimeters a day. They never get the arrow. Their mail is always wet. They fail logging into their usernames 3 times in a row. I make the objects they handle most frequently always be in a different spot than where they put it. X. You set out your fork and bowl to eat some pasta, you go to get said pasta and come back, and the fork is gone. It's back in the drawer, but you cold have sworn you put it with the bowl, right? I think this would work very well. Also going to make fun of my wording, objects they handle most frequently, they go to sleep and I place their dick in their nightstand drawer. A scratchy, half-stuffed nose. To have hiccups, forever. Mildly chapped lips. A toe stub on every cornered object. May all your bacon burn. Every vehicle they get into gets a nail in the sidewall. Their zipper tab on their pants is always stuck in that little fold at the beginning of the zipper. You know what I'm talking about. Every time they use YouTube they will get double 15-second unskippable ads. Every time they laugh they puke a little. Every time they get stuck in traffic they realize they have to pee. There is always 2 drops of pee left when they pull up their underwear after peeing. Must scratch your privates when lying. All farts are now incredibly loud, no more silent squeaks. The eye twitch. I'm a witch, a bit. I curse you with eye twitch, you twit. A ton of buffering when it comes to the videos they watch, making them think about manual blinking 24/7. A lifetime of poor internet connection. Like I'm talking dial-up bad, something around 128 kbps tops, and only after 11 PM on weekdays. Peak internet usage times would see this value drop significantly. However, I will allow ads to be viewed instantaneously in the highest definition possible, just so they know what they are missing. Oh wait, a place like this already exists, and I live here. No, it's not hell. Welcome to fucking Canada, eh? Whenever they try to get ketchup or mustard from a bottle, it always spurts out plenty of that watery gunk. The audio and the subtitles to their TV shows are never synced properly. A small hair in their mouth all the time and they can never find it or get it out. Curse the same person with many mild inconveniences. Every time they put on a pair of shoes, it's one size too small. They can only breathe out of one nostril while they are sleeping. An itch inside the ear forever. Every time they'll think they don't need to buy something because they already have it at home, they won't. My bully since 7th grade will have all of her clothes be mildly damp enough that it would be uncomfortable but not too obvious. Always have water in their ears. Their Wi-Fi is eternally slow. Every time they are listening to music, make the volume suddenly go really high, although especially just before the best part of a song. Every single washcloth comes out of the laundry completely full of cat hair, so they go to wash their face and end up with it clean but covered in annoying tickly hairs. They will never find an unoccupied public restroom. The fly of their pants will never stay zipped. Water is always either too hot or too cold when they get in. You feel small debris in your sheets that never seems to go away even after you think you successfully swiped it out of bed. It's happening to me now. Every bag of chips they buy is impossible to open without scissors. A mosquito flies by your ear every time you're close to falling asleep. There's always one singular hair in their vision that never goes away no matter how many times they tuck their hair behind their ears. You constantly feel a sneeze coming on, but you never get to sneeze. Or no chew. Make their socks always wet. They will always laugh at the worst times. Everything is always an inch out of reach or just far enough to make them move. They will either indirectly die from this or throw out their back. Every time you go to get in your car, you first drop the keys. Every regular soda tastes like diet. Escalators are always broken. Every time they touch a paper, they get a paper cut and then put on hand sanitizer. Every time they shower, they get shampoo in their eyes. Every time they feel an itch on their back, they think it's a spider, but it's not. Their sheets will always fall off at one corner every time they sleep. A persistent itch right in that spot in the middle of the back that they can't quite reach. The audio of anything they watch is off by 0.5 seconds from the video. Caps lock randomly turns on at inconvenient times. I go to our traditional curses and sort by top. May the chocolate chips in your cookies always turn out to be raisins. May every sock you wear be slightly rotated, just enough for it to be uncomfortable. May your mother come to talk to you, and then leave your door slightly ajar, so that you have to get up and close it. May your article load that little extra bit as you're about to click a link, so you click an ad instead. May both sides of your pillow be warm. Every time they walk up the stairs, they think there's another stair at the top, but there isn't. The shock gets them every time. Sleep paralysis. Whenever you're just on the edge of falling asleep, you hear something like a sword being drawn or a train coming for you. Everything you eat has the wrong texture. For example, chocolate cake with the texture of shredded chicken, PB and damp, J with the texture of salad. Your bosses always speak super vaguely when you ask for directions on tasks or projects and then act annoyed when you can't read their minds. You will get enough illnesses each year to just make it to $5 under your deductible and eat up all your sick and vacation hours. Your soul loves you, but can't ever seem to get off their phone and pay attention to you. A cold headache every time they eat ice cream. Nothing will ever close all the way the first few times. Bed bugs that never Ever stop biting and never ever go away. Every time you enter a room you forget what you were going to do. They will lose 1 karma every 5 minutes of Instagram, if they have a Reddit account of course. Every time they go to the toilet to take a shit, they only realize there's no toilet paper in the bathroom after they've already started. Every day they see the same question or similar on a Reddit for the rest of their life. Oh wait. As I work in a shop, I'd make certain people incapable of squaring things. Watch them struggle for hours only to get it so close. Nothing major, they can function fine in life otherwise. Lock their keys in their car once a month. They're always 5 seconds late to everything. Stoplights, bus stops, train stations. Every time you buy a new shirt, you spill on it a little while eating your very first meal with it on. Every time they take a shit there is no toilet paper. Everything they buy will come out to minus 0.99 just so that the only change they ever have will be copious amounts of pennies. They always have a single nostril blocked.